When asked where you live, you might say in a city or a town, on a farm, or in the country. We don't often think about living in a watershed, but no matter where you live, everyone lives in a watershed. But what is a watershed? A watershed is an area of land that drains water into a particular stream, river, or lake. After it rains, all the water that runs through the streets that doesn't evaporate or soak into the land, all that water from the towns, fields, and countryside drain into the same body of water. The Watonwan River Watershed is just one of 81 watersheds in Minnesota alone. This watershed touches 6 counties, and all the water in the watershed eventually drains into the Watonwan River. Currently, the health of Minnesota rivers and lakes are facing challenges. The Watonwan River Watershed is no exception. Over the past year, conservation partners and citizens of the watershed have been working together to identify community water quality concerns. This focus group has developed strategies to improve water quality and the overall watershed health. Strategies include increasing overall conservation awareness, increasing the utilization of state and federal programs, promoting soil health practices, and getting more water storage on ditch improvement projects. These are all areas within the watershed that could help improve water quality. It will take the teamwork of citizens and conservation partners to improve water quality and watershed health in the Watonwan River Watershed. Outreach and education will allow residents from both cities and farms to take a more active role in keeping their water clean. The group has hosted public events and had many one-on-one conversations with residents to get the word out about the health of the watershed. There are also government programs in place to aid the incorporation of best management practices, but local conservation partners were concerned about why more people weren't adopting them. Conversations with landowners have identified some of these barriers. Concerns like lack of available funding and engineering services are just a few major obstacles. Landowners voice that some government programs can oftentimes be inflexible and take a long time to process. This is discouraging to those wanting to implement best practices. Creating a stronger network within the communities and identifying which programs work the best in the area are key to moving forward. Because of the focus group, conservation partners have a clearer idea of how they can be most beneficial to watershed restoration. For example, Geographic Information System, known as GIS mapping, can illustrate opportunity areas to prioritize for water quality improvements. By using a more systemic approach, conservation partners will be able to identify and target problem areas faster. St. James resident Rich Enger and local landowners have been working to restore the St. James wellhead. They planted around 800 acres through a Conservation Reserve Program, or CRP. Plants on these acres are specifically grown to prevent soil erosion, thus improving the water quality. Preserving the drinking and groundwater in the city of St. James is just one piece of the puzzle. Another concern that residents voiced was soil erosion. Too much erosion from fields and riverbanks can increase the amount of sediment the rivers carry, which harms wildlife habitat. It can fill pools that fish rely on and smother macroinvertebrates that are a key part of the river food chain. A strategy to improve soil health incorporates reducing tillage and incorporating cover crops. When local farmer J.D. Tippin became interested in these, he reached out to local farmers to learn how he could incorporate them into his farming. These individuals are just few of the many examples of what people are doing to help improve watershed health. We all live in a watershed. We all contribute to the water's health. Throughout the past year, citizens and scientists have opened up about the issues facing the Watonwan River Watershed and the barriers towards improving the watershed's health. This group is now implementing their strategies. But there is so much more that can be done to improve the Watonwan River Watershed, and you can help. Join the conversation. Find out how you can make a difference in your local watershed. Connect with your local conservation partners and visit our website, watonwanriver.org, for online tools and more information about Watonwan River watershed restoration and protection strategy.